Weird. Hey there, Ashes. Hey there, Paul Howell. Just quickly cleaning up from a job earlier today. I forgot to do the finalisation of the little baggie of stuff. All the parts removed, the job label in there, and then put into the archive box. Got to do that sort of stuff so that if anything goes wrong, you can go, look, here's the parts that I took out. Of course, people can then say, well, you could have just scraped those parts off your desk. That's true, you could. But at least it's, it's another piece of evidence to help you, along with the video recordings as well. So you got to have this sort of multi-layered proof of work, as it were. All right. Pedro, you can go to hell. Yeah, you keep stealing these containers from everybody. Other people deserve to have these containers too, Pedro. Hey, Ryan Labs. Sodderbridge, g'day. Let's see, successfully backed up the Hacko FM203 soldering station firmware. Oh, wow, you did the firmware backup. Interesting. So what are you doing that modification for? I see now that they've stopped producing the 951 and a couple of others, but I'm sure there's going to be plenty of stock around for a while yet. Certainly plenty of parts, and you can always fix them then. Okay, anyway, we've got a 2337 here. It was supposedly for sale at wherever it was going to be for sale, and then it only gave 5 volts and half an amp. So let's plug it in and see whether we've got that. At least confirm the initial report. 5 volts, 75. They said half an amp. We're sitting very constant at about 70, so not really sure what to think about with that. Yeah, that's not exactly a short. I mean, it could be like a 10 ohm capacitor or something like that, which is not unusual. I had one that was 80 the other day. Good luck finding those shorter capacitors using injection method. That's not going to happen. Hey there, Let Us Repair. Taking a break from the software, are you? I've been all evening doing modifications to Flexboard View with the, wow, losing my voice, with the XZZ stuff. I tried to fix one little thing and I ended up making a mess of everything, and I'm just having to roll it all back and start from scratch, redesign the whole setup that I had. I mean, it all works. It's just, these are all small things that I just want to be a little, holy crap, that there is no way they can sell that. I have to notify them that they cannot sell that like that. That battery, no. Just no. First things that jump out is, yeah, they've done something here for the battery over here. This flex is actually lifted up and above the battery metal base plate. So I don't know what the story is there. We're missing a screen retainer screw. We're missing the plastic adhesive that holds up. That's not a big thing, but it's just important to make note of these things. The missing screw on the screen thing, I mean, that's a big no-no. You really want to make sure your screens, and of course the battery all pimpled up like that. Hell no, you don't sell it like that. Doing audio repairs and service, plus getting a mini stereo ready for sale. Different stuff for sure. So maybe we've just got a battery fault here. Yeah, maybe it's been sitting in the shop for so long that the battery is degraded. We'll take the board out and have a look. There could be something on the other side. It could just be a bad battery. This is why I almost never get involved with trying to flip second-hand machines. I know other people do, and other people are quite successful at it, but I seem to be dogged with bad luck when it comes to that sort of thing, and I'll end up with machines that probably cost me as much, if not more, to bring up to spec than what I ever make out of them. Fortunately, I do have a test chassis for this thing, so I can put that in. Like, if we have a look at the board first, if we can't see anything on the board, we'll put it in the test chassis, see if it gives the same behavior. If it does, then we know it's a board issue. If it doesn't, we know it's a chassis/battery issue. But yeah, that flex shouldn't be floating up like that. I mean, it might be okay, but these flexes here, like they're going off to the microphone or the lid sensor and things like that, you can't afford to jam them up anymore. They carry a lot more than just simple old audio speaker. There's some discoloration over here. Hey Draco, doing good. You need to email me so I can send you the details about the USB-C meter. Or have you already gone and checked to see if you apply a voltage onto that current sense resistor, whether it shows up? It was difficult for me trying. Okay, somebody's been here before and brushed away crap. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see all this sort of scratching. Yeah, there was liquid damage here. Somebody tried to push this out the door. Scratches there, there. Oh man. Yeah. Somebody thought, look at paint, look at paint. And she'll be right, mate. And it's not. Hey Joey, how's it going? Thought you'd be busy doing your own thing tonight. Your day off. Oh, freaking glitter. Always glitter. No matter where I go, glitter. Okay, can we just ban glitter? And we've got all sorts of like... Yeah, there's been a bunch of stuff going on here that someone hasn't told us about. It is entirely possible that it was handed to the store like this, like a trade-in or something, and it was functioning, and now it's not. Looks like the worst is around this TPS. The current, it's the great big fat resistor between the two USB-C ports. It's the only big fat resistor. The 2512 size one. Yeah, you can see all the... Oh, yeah, the liquid damage has gone under the ISL as well. Oh, look, there's... The two pins of the two balls, rather, the ISL on the corner. There's some obstruction there. It might just be dust, but you can tell that this has had a... Yeah, they've just gone and brushed off all the liquid damage and hoped for the best. So we may be lucky, and it's just going to be one pin somewhere that's not playing ball, or one cap. Well, no wonder I couldn't work out what the hell was going on. But yeah, when you throw the board up at an angle like this, you can just see the legacy of the liquid damage. Applied voltage on one side of the meter and the meter read voltage. The other side did not work. Wait, what? Okay, so... Do you get continuity on either side of that current sense resistor? The big 2512 size one? Because that basically should look like 0 ohms short. It's about 25 milliohms actually. There's definitely something there, but I don't know if it's just a bit of trash. I don't think it's conductive. But all in all, this is definitely not a machine I'd be selling to someone, because it's just going to come back and they're going to want their money back. I'm going to say that the place that is handling this isn't aware of the damage. Hey, Tom Morgan. I'm just going to plug this in. And of course, we've still got the battery issue. Okay, 20 volts. So it's more likely we've got a battery issue, but we've definitely got issues with this. I'll get my test machine out. Let's see. 2338. There's my 2337 when I need it. Alright. You big chunks of cardboard need to go elsewhere. I'm just digging through my pile of machines here trying to find my 2338. 2337 rather. 2179, 2179, 2251, 1932, 2681. 2338. Jeez, come on, where's my 2337? 2141, 1990, 2159, 1707, 2141. How many 21? What? Where the hell's my... Oops. I know I've got a 2337, or at least I'm pretty damn sure I do. Oh boy. Hey there, Sokoloft. Good evening to you. Yeah, okay, now, what have I done with this 2337? Have I stacked it somewhere while testing someone else's machine? Yeah, sometimes I'll disassemble something. No, it's a 2179. 1708. Jeez. Once again, I am getting... What the hell? 2063? Okay. Madness will commence shortly. Okay, let's go back over my stash and double check. Oh, here we go. Pedro. Hey Raj. Hey John. Yes, Pedro schemed me good and proper. Infected my household with a... Wait, what am I looking at here? Wait a second, this isn't a 233... What the hell? I am stupid as bricks. How did I think this was a 2337? Where were you people? You're just going along for the ride. You're like, oh yeah, Paul says 2337, must be 2... It's not, it's a 2179. You people are morons. Asleep at the wheel. We went over the cliff. We're all dead. Ah, joy. Okay. That makes a hell of a lot more sense now. Okay. 2179. Oh, look. Pedro's 1534. Piece of junk. So's the computer. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's all the innocent claims. I don't know MacBooks. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Ah, dear, it's all good, it's all good. I know, I'm supposed to be responsible for my own failures. But I was trying to be a more modern, entrepreneuring American type person and, yeah, make sure you offload the blame to everybody else first. The sticker doesn't even say 2337. It just says 2020, 2179. I don't know why I didn't read that properly. Wow, that's not good. Good thing I'm not a surgeon. Oh, Mr. Daniels, you were meant to just fix the hernia, not amputate the leg. I'll be like, whoops. Right, 2179. Ew, yuck, I wouldn't be selling that. 2179s, 1932s, 1534s, they just need to go in the bin. Okay. If you want a machine of this air-type profile, then to be honest, the 2337 is the beast to have now. Yeah, Pedro, I wasn't going to go there, but I suspected someone would, and you did not disappoint. Anyway, we are booting. So it looks like it's a chassis issue. It's probably actually a battery issue. Oh, shikes. We just went all multicolored then. It might have just been initializing. Alright, so this is obviously an empty machine. What's the password? What's the password, you muppet? Oh, wonderful. On the upside, for them to repair this, on top of the $75 they're going to have to pay for me to do this, they're going to only have to buy a battery. But in saying that, if you've ever worked with the batteries of these machines, like 2179s, 1932s, you will know they are the most notoriously annoying, unreliable, inconsistent supply of a battery that you can get in the market. For some reason, whatever, I don't know what, these particular batteries, you're lucky if you get 12 months out of them before they die again. I don't know what it is. Anyway, that's working. I'm going to call it as working, but I'm going to report it up and say it's liquid damaged, battery's no good, you need some more screws in there, all that sort of stuff. And yeah. Maybe if they're selling it for 150, 200 bucks, yeah. But that's a push. So I would say that their battery is cactus or something. And if you're going to ask me why don't I further diagnose it, it's because that's something that they can work out. They can work out whether it's going to be their trackpad or whatever. You know, I know now that it's not the board, even though the board is dubious. Okay. Basically, not my department, so to speak, in a brutal kind of way. Okay, we're going to put that aside. We'll get to another job. See what's next on the queue. What have we got? No, kernel panicking one, don't like that. Touch bar has no display, A1990, that's an unusual one. But I'm going to go with this doesn't turn on, failed without evident explanation. Okay, I like that. And probably because it's the 2141, I think. It's the 2141. Yep, here we go. Let's jump into my bread and butter. Pedro, you don't deserve the work. That's the problem with you. Remember, you're just a hobbyist. You're not doing this to keep yourself alive. You've got your gluttonous superannuation to keep you floating till you drop. Okay. Alright, 2141 doesn't turn on, failed, just failed, no water damage. Apple says it is not the whatever. Being 2141, very first thing we suspect is going to be the NAND VREGs. Likewise the A1990. And if it's not those, then we work back from that. But always assume that it's going to be the VREGs with these machines, which means don't power them up. Don't power them up until you've opened them up and inspected the board. And for the love of God, stop trying to revive them or put them in DFU or recovery mode. Oh my goodness. I had another one today that was all... got it up and working. The thing doesn't boot. Fortunately, I was able to unrevive the revive that they tried. And everything was saved. Okay, battery disconnect. Bread and butter iPad screens? Oh, hell no. Hey there, Moles. Just see you there. No, bread and butter was actually more like SMCs, don't you think? You know you want it to be SMCs. Funnily enough, the one I did today, I actually had to do an injection on because I couldn't see any cracked caps or damaged caps or anything like that. Turned out to be the V-Reg itself. Can't say I enjoy doing injections with these for the V-Reg stuff. It's always a bit hairy. 600, yeah, this should be about 90. I know, okay, 80, fine. What about over here? Usually this is the 800 ground, that's fine. PV bus. Alright, we have an interesting one. We don't have a PV bus short. We don't appear to have a NAND VREG short, but remember there's multiple rails on the NAND VREGs, on the NANDs, so it could be one of the others. That being the case, we just take the board out, give it a visual inspection. There's enough dust and clutter built up here that it's still a pretty reasonable possibility. Hey, Stephen W. Is failed without any evident reason code for embarrassing? I don't want to say. What? Are you translating that or? Yeah, let's get this out. Well, while these are not the worst machines to work on, that sort of is now the domain of things like the A2442 and its ilk. It still does take a while to get these out. Yeah, this is a 2141, and yes, thank you for double checking. Especially after our little mishap before. At least this one does not look like it has been opened at all. So I'm not sure what Apple did. Oh, when I say open, I mean it hasn't been... Careful, Paul. I could have easily put that through the PMIC or something, so... Just slow it down a little bit. Stop jibber-jabbing as intensely. Oh, Stephen, oh yeah, I have had my fair share of those. Pretty much to the point now where, unless they can explicitly tell me where they, or how it got water in it and stuff, I really won't take on the job. And even when they have told me, I will still presume for it to be a toilet job. Because as Dr. House says, people lie. And they're so good at it that they don't even realize that they're lying. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's intentional. It's just sometimes they steer away from saying certain words which add a clarification that would be very, very useful. Hey, Mark Setter, how's it going? Let's see, we're on a T8. The T8 screws on the 2141 are orientated, as in this one has a secondary screw recess in it, this one does not, so don't mix them up. Now we are at a slight disadvantage here because we haven't powered up, so we don't know what sort of voltages or currents we're looking at, but I'd rather take that disadvantage than risk destroying a machine that might be able to be saved. Agreeably, Apple's already been here, so they've probably tested it a few thousand times. That's going to have to come out of heat. Oh, thank you, Miles. Yeah. Oh, I have no nozzle. Oh, is there a real 840, is there? Oh, well, I'll go get that real 840 then, have a look at that. I gotta admit though, I'm actually feeling a bit anticlimactical about the whole thing. There's been a few dissenting voices of people not understanding things. I can respect the not understanding, but the dissenting voices is like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Yeah, did you accidentally pee in your own cornflakes this morning or something? I don't know. So where do you people come from? And where were you in the past when everybody was asking for help and you were supposedly, who knows everything, were not around? Why didn't you stick your hand up then? Anyway, whingers. Bunch of frickin' whingers, yeah. Anyway, so early days yet. Plenty of boards to come out. Okay, there's a bit of junk up there, a bit of junk there. It's just going to take time. We have to be careful because you don't want... Obviously, we don't want the access that we have now being lost. At least not until we've got most of the files. Alright, let's have a look over here. This looked a bit sus over here. Yeah, a bit of greenery growing on that. But not bad. So I don't know if we're really looking for a short or whether we're just looking for something like a dislodged resistor, perhaps. I mean, yeah, there's dust there. Wait, there it is. Is it? I think it's that one there. Bitty 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 bitty. You look like you've had too much crack. Yep. It's difficult to touch the resistor and flip the board. Okay. Okay, Draco, so when you put 5 volts on either wherever on that resistor, you get the voltage read, which means then that I think potentially you've got maybe a bad USB-C connector. Alright. Anyway, so yeah, that's cracked. So that's our fault. And now I just want to double check. I'm pretty sure that's a 0.9 volt rail. Schematics, okay. Where are we? We're over here. It's U. C9500. No, it's 3v3. Okay. Neat. 3v3 SSD. Where does that go? Okay, so it's not actually going into the NANds directly, but it's obviously an important part of the whole process. So we should be able to just pop that little bastard off, and hopefully we'll have a wimp. We'll just double check. It's the same as this big cap here. Okay, so that's a pretty hard and fast short. Now the trouble is that we are a little close to the NAND here, and this particular cap I do frequently just use the tooth extraction system. just like that. See, that was easy, no dramas, no risks, as long as you know what you're doing. The trick with doing that is to make sure that you keep it pressed to the board and slide it. If you try to refit, you will remove the pads. And what do you know, we're back up to 1K plus. Hey Rilla. Ryan Labs, you know, they all must. I think, well, not so much board views, but they'll obviously have design files. So the trick is to try and find a way to explain to them or convince them to make a subset of that design file, basically just the board view placements and things like that, and make them understand that, you know, they're not at a risk of losing intellectual property and all such things, or at least not really. I think the hardest thing with a lot of this stuff is that you put a lot of time and effort into this, you know, designs and software, all that sort of stuff, and you are always told you got to protect it, and I respect that. But at the same time, there's also excessive protection or pointless protection. Like, I know with my software, I've got some very basic sort of stuff going on with it, but beyond that, there's no point. There really is no point. And a good example is the fact that we got the key to decode the data the other week, only in a matter of a couple of days. And that system was using quite a lot of different obfuscation techniques and such. Yeah, they were doing what they could to stop people from finding out, but it only still took us a couple of days, and it kind of makes you think, well, is there really a lot of point? You basically just want to keep honest people honest, because you're not going to be able to keep everyone else. You're not going to be able to keep those who want to get in out. It's just not going to happen. Not realistically. Where's my, oh, these are my glasses. As far as I know, I don't really need that. And one thing I found is when I thought, you know what, I'll give it a try, I'll try and tie things up a little tighter. It is actually to the greater detriment to the product, the productivity, and to the end user, because you end up with all of these structures and tests and traps and things like that going on, that when you're trying to make an improvement, add a feature, fix a bug or something like that, those things are getting in the way. They're making it more complicated, and then the testing process is much longer, and you're more likely than not to trigger off something that when the person starts using it or another person uses it, they are then going to become a innocent victim of a false positive detection or something like that. So at the end of the day, other than just simply maybe branding the package with the customer's license information, which is more actually for their advantage than it is mine, because everybody forgets their license details, I found. It's the number one support request I have. I forgot my license details. So it's now all branded into the binary. Yeah, apart from that, there really isn't much point. Security through, yeah, and I mean, the thing is, the delay isn't even that much. It really isn't that much. Right. The reason why I'm delaying here is because I need to pull up the schematic, and because I'm not running the binary in the right place. What's going on here? Yeah, schematics really are not the be-all end-all anymore. I mean, so much of this is now it's all about the firmware. Like, I could build an exact replica of this board. I'm talking theoretically. You could build an exact replica of this machine. But if you do not have the firmware that goes with it, it's just another doorstop. So they've got their firmware protection system. And I gotta admit, the T2 system does do a pretty damn good job. What did I do with my... Here we go. This is the usual Paul Daniels late night disaster stream where he goes running around like a lunatic, screaming his head off because he can't find his dusting brush. And every time I think I'm going to put that down somewhere safe, well, I do. The trouble is I forget where that safe place was. Just want my brush, man. I've used it several times today. It's around here somewhere. Screw firmware, make it a Windows Linux machine. Well, that's just it, you know. You can't even do that without quite a number of different firmwares to do things like get it up and running. So I'm not talking about the Mac OS itself. I'm talking about the board to run requires a lot of different firmwares. Like you've got the firmwares for your Thunderbolt ROMs, your USB-C controllers, your T2. The PMIC's probably got firmware in it. Yeah, there's so many different firmwares around here. If you go and look at there's a section in the schematic that shows you all the programmable parts. It's a big list. You have clients that have AES 256 encryption in bootloaders. That's pretty much where it is. But of course, then your other problem is that, yeah, I mean, someone's going to, at some point, somewhere, you've got to decode that. Well. And at some point, somewhere, I've got to realize where I put my brush. This is so infuriating. It's the sort of thing where I should have it on a tether. Like a retractable tether. Hey, Bodger. Apple screws probably have firmware. I'm fairly sure they will try. Okay, I'm just going to check in my other room. Hey there, Mimi. Nope. Why me? Why me? Found it. What a stupid place to put it. Joey stole it. That actually is probably about right. It's probably revenge for the fact that I stole a loaf of bread. Oh, my ancestor stole a loaf of bread from his ancestors. I do chip programming, have a file drawer of non-disclosure agreements. That's always fun, those things. %99 sure I don't need to put that cap back. I'm pretty sure that cap has got a whole bunch of sort of C9506 100. That is not the right cap. C9500 on the other hand is. Borderline. It's borderline. So the rail itself has about 200 microfarad capacitance in it, and we're losing a 10 microfarad. So yeah, it's 5%. Is that right? Whatever. So I think I might put it back. I just generally try not to strain these boards more than I absolutely have to. And this one's in an awkward spot. Yes, Paul, it certainly will, and I guess that's why I'm umming and erring over it. Like some caps are no problem to me at all. Some of them you just look at them and you go, yeah, you know what? We're dealing with less than 1% of the total rail capacitance within a short distance of where this is, and you can just live with that. But this one is a little bit. Now I'm making a mess of that. I mean, this cap here, this big e-polymer, that's a 150 microfarad, and that's on this rail. So as you can see, it's right next to a big 150, but the difference is that the response, the frequency response of that one, is going to be different to what the ceramic is dealing with. And so they, even though they're all microfarads, the way they respond to the different demands is what's different. This is a 1063-402. And why do I pull out 603s? Damn it. Okay, 1063. If this was strictly for a data recovery scenario, then I wouldn't have bothered putting it back. But the machine is seemingly in good enough condition that it could do to live a little longer. So we'll put that in there to ensure that the operational envelope of the machine is maintained. It's going to clean up the flux from the solder. The solder flux, or the stuff that's in the core of the solder, it's a little bit gnarly. I prefer to rely on the Amtech. Now, of course, see, this is an NAND. If we cook the NAND, then it's all over. So it's like, this is the whole risk balance situation. So we're going to flip the board around so that I can get to it with the hot air. Like so. And the other thing is these polytants, whatever they are, they also like to go pop. So we can end up with a situation where we have added 10 microfarads and deducted 100 microfarads. Alright, we're down. Beautiful. Hey, Charge Show. Oh, yes. Working hard. Whereabouts are you, Charge Show? You down in Brisbane or something? Sydney? We're getting some nice rain up here, so thank goodness for that. Really needed it. We actually today did our first mowing of the yard for the season. Got the electric mowers out. They did the job nicely. Charged up with all the solar power. Okay, I'm just going to go outside and brush this out. It's not something I want to do inside. I don't want to be breathing this crap in. Even though the extractor will draw it away, I'll save that for the very last dregs when I come back. So give me a moment. Hey, Daisy. What you doing, girl? Okay, let's put the extractor on. Hey, Drachev. Damn it. Just trying to get my compressed air hose untangled here. Right, yeah. Good job. Hey Peter, welcome along. Bit of a change, I suppose, me being on this side of the camera. My mechanic USB-C tester shows ground on pins 0.72. That sounds exactly right about what it should be, Draco. Yeah, because basically all the pins are disconnected other than the V plus ground and CCs. Tenterfield, New South Wales. I bet you actually live in Scandinavia. Wow. Yeah, the prices in New South Wales are just bonkers, crazy, bonkers. Even this place up here 5 years ago was, we got it at a relative bargain, so to speak, for 180. But of course we are living out in the middle of no flippin' where. Okay, essential reinstallation components required here. You really do need to use tape with this model, unless you like to spend time in a straitjacket. Ooh, that's not in the right place. There we go. Mr. Bodger, this is a 2141, yes. Is that a mower here? Oh, Mo! Where are you, little rat? No, you just gotta wait a little bit, buddy. Okay? Milo is all disapproving of the fact that I am working this late in here, because as a general rule I try not to do too much work in the workshop after 10 o'clock at night. There's multiple reasons for that. One, of course, is that naturally you're tired at this time of the day, and this sort of work is not typically the sort of work that you want to do while you're tired, particularly when you're dealing with a high stakes data recovery. But I need to catch up, and I was feeling pretty good today, so I decided I'd jump in. to be fair, I was planning on just working on that 2337, which ended up being a 2179, which ended up not needing any work. So, yeah. Anyway, so that is why Milo is complaining, because he's like, why are you in the workshop? So what we'll do is we will verify that this up and runs, and then we'll leave it be and finish up. And hopefully it does just up and run. Yeah. Buddy, you gotta give me 5 minutes. He doesn't approve. Like you go for a shower, all you hear is him yowling down the house. Get out of the shower! Why are you in the shower? Get out! You're taking too long. Sorry, Teresa. Hope they don't confuse him too much. Speaking of confusion, like Joey does tech, he changed his sound clip for when people sign up for a Prime or subscription or something like that. I think it's a clip of his daughter or something like that laughing. Scared the absolute bejesus out of me, because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm all alone. Well, I got Milo with me, and I'm just slowly going to sleep listening to Joey, and then I hear this kid laughing just off to the side here, and very clearly, and it was not what I was expecting, and I was like, poltergeist or something. Yeah. So I must have to yell out to Dean, or Dean yelling out, get the salt, Sammy. Yeah, it was caught me off guard big time. And then I quickly realized after that it was in fact just Joey. It's not sub to your live. Oh yeah, sorry. I split the channel apart because for a bit there YouTube was serving up all the protracted live streams, which is fine, but it was getting in the way of me trying to actually get the shorter videos out, 10-minute stuff. Right, now before I actually connect this, I do like to double check that my 2v5 NAND rails are indeed 100% not shorted. Now we've already checked them twice. Now we're going to check them again, because paranoia sometimes pays off. Okay. Cats get more likes than you. That is the joy of the internet. Embrace it. The only reason why Lewis Rossman ended up paying any attention to me at all was because of my avatar picture of Micro at the time. So yeah, it works. Oh, the 7000 cat? Yes, that one has been a pricey little exploration for you. 20 volts. Come on, you can do it. Don't you dare do a reset. Oh no, you did a reset. Come on, you can do... Yes! Yeah. We don't have a 7000 kitty, but we do have a 3. And I suppose Micro could be around about the 5 mark now. But yeah. It's what we do. Well, okay, they've got an interesting behavior now with the voltages. they like to do a reset quite frequently there. Based on those numbers, I'd say this battery is charged. And I would be correct, it's 100% charged. Alright, so that's working. Thank goodness for that. And I think we can call that a night. And then I can go and make Milo happy. And I might get some more coding done. So thank you very much for watching, I appreciate it. Maybe see you on the next one, whenever that may be. I know I'm a little unpredictable. I try my best. Alright, thanks again. I'll see you on the next one. Till then, you take care. I'll catch you later.